Foiling in high wind is probably one of the most challenging things there is. You have more speed, the water is getting rougher, which can really make it scary. To make it easier for you, I go through a couple of tips. Basically, the basic rule is the same as with normal windsurfing. The smaller sail you have in higher winds, the easier. Same with the board and the foil. The smaller, the easier. With the foil, for example, there's different kind of front wings, changing from a 1500 to 1000 front wing really gives a lot less power and makes it easier to control. Also, the moment we are going into waves, you can imagine more wind, more waves. When you have a shorter mast, like 75 centimeters or even shorter, the distance between your board and the foil is smaller, and if there's a wave in the middle, you have less room for error, let's say. So the moment you're on an ocean and there's more waves, really prefer to take more like a 900 mast minimum to make sure you can handle these waves easier. That's really regarding the foil. Mast base, you can put it more to the front. I would really watch out a little bit, because the moment you're depowering everything, so foot strap to the front, mast strap to the front, your foil really just wants to go down. And sometimes it's easier to have power from the foil and with your weight pull it down than with the trim you put everything forward and you're just trying to keep your foil up in between the waves or in wind holes, for example. So I would say it's easier to keep the mast track a little bit more to the back, so you have a constant power, because it's easier to control a constant power than to fight against having a little bit lack of power. Even in high winds you can have this. Second thing, the sail. There's a couple things we can change. I would, for example, in light wind use a little bit shorter harness lines. This gives normally more power because you're standing more straight up together with your sail, which is really nice in light winds. But the moment it picks up, I always tend to use longer harness lines. Why? Your body is basically more away, you're making yourself heavier, and this way you can use that same sail longer because you will feel heavier, which gives you more control. Obviously, you can change down to a smaller sail as well. Second thing you can change on the sail is the boom height. The moment we are putting the boom high, it gives less pressure on the foil, so you can imagine that it pops up easier and it's not as heavy. The moment we're talking about high wind, the moment you need control, move the boom down. This gives more pressure on the foil and you'll be more in control during your flight.